Hey folks, welcome back to another Poem Masters video, and first of all, ignore the video of my own video, which I know it's hard to ignore. It's like it's in the middle of the screen. But what we're going to talk about today is actually something Chuni on our Discord server actually brought that up to me, and I think it merited some discussion. I'm not sure if it's if it's that much of a thing to talk about, but I think there could be some discussion around it, because if you guys remember, like around like more than a year ago, right? More than a year ago, when they were promoting the Sword and Shield DLC, the Isle of Armor, right? There's actually something really interesting that happened in the game. That there was this like short event. It wasn't really anything much. It was just some login bonuses and then some like trainer like sync pair dialogues, right, with each other in the Pokemon Center. And there was one that was I guess slightly interesting that honestly I think a lot of folks have forgotten about, but when you think about it, it actually does kind of make some sense, right? So as you guys know, when we were doing the run-up event to the anniversary, right, again, in the end, I know this is the billion times, but for those who still can't remember, but in the end, Red showed up, right? And it just doesn't seem like a coincidence. Like, why would he show up otherwise? Like, he didn't really do anything in the event, right? Like, he wasn't really part of the story. He was just there for that one, like, scene. He's just there, looks at the camera, and then boom, he's gone, right? So it still feels like that an anniversary version of Red would be very, very likely, right? Would be, still a big thing that could still happen. And going back to last year, again, during the Sword and Shield DLC event, right, with the Isle of Armor stuff, the I guess quite interesting thing was that there's this discussion between Red, Blue, and Leaf. Again, please ignore the me in the video, but there's this event where these three were talking, and let's just look at it first, right? Leaf says, I recently learned about a Pokemon that lives in the Galar region. It's called Kubfu. Do you guys know about it? Apparently it's super dedicated to training and nothing else. Red ... as usual. Doesn't that kind of sound like you guys? Oh my gosh, if one of you partnered up with it, you'd make a perfect pair. And then Blue says, haha, you know me, I'm always aiming for the top. I bet if you and Kubfu were partners, Red, you two would go off and train for days, huh? That looks happy about it. You both look like you're itching to train again. Well then, what are we waiting for? Guilty as charged. Hearing you talk about Kubfu got me all worked up. Same goes for you too, huh, Red? Agrees, nods. Great. Then let's battle. We gotta keep training too, so we don't lose that Kubfu when the time comes. Again, there's a few interpretations of this. The biggest interpretation, I think the most likely interpretation is, oh, this is just something to promote the, Sword and Shield Isle of Armor DLC, which is, in my opinion, is probably the most likely case. But could there be a case that all the way back a year ago, they were promoting this Kubfu with Red thing, Kubfu and Red thing, and again, like when you first think about it, it's like, what? This makes no sense at all. Red and Kubfu, they're like 8 generations apart, right? Like, what the heck? Makes no sense. But again, there are some connections here and there, mainly with this story event. And then the other thing, because people were, kept talking about, oh, is the anniversary unit, is it going to be Red or is it going to be Mustard with Urshifu? Because both these are, there are reasons for them to come out. Red because, again, the end of the story of the run-up anniversary for Hop, and Urshifu and Mustard because people are thinking, well, they're introducing Dynamax, Galar, and what's the biggest Dynamax like legendary Pokemon? It has to be probably Urshifu, right? And then you throw it in with Mustard. But the issue has always been, in terms of Mustard coming in for the anniversary unit, is that Mustard is not that popular, right? I am sorry, Mustard fans, he is not as popular. So could there be a solution where instead of Mustard coming with Urshifu, because again, the Pokemon Urshifu makes all the sense in the world. Urshifu makes all the sense in the world. It's just that Mustard is just not as popular. Could there be a scenario where Urshifu comes with Red, which obviously Red is omega popular. Red is incredibly popular, right? And also, from what we've seen from Anniversary 2021, and very, very likely the other Anniversary unit is also going to be a unit that's already released, right? And then they could just slap the Anniversary 2021, give them a new outfit, and then put them out there. So, could they have been hinting this all the way back then, but everyone took it as a joke back then, or took it as, oh, it's just for advertising? Well, it was just laid out in plain sight for us all to see. Again, I'm not saying this is a very likely scenario, but this is something that is still out there. I'm still leaning towards this is probably nothing. This is probably just them trying to market the Sword and Shield Isle of Armor DLC, right? Which makes all the sense in the world. But if you think about it, right? Red with Kubfu that could evolve into Urshifu, right? That gets the Dynamax stuff. So you're getting everything in one. You get the popular trainer, you get the popular Pokemon, you get the Pokemon that is coming at the right time in terms of this push for Dynamax and stuff, right? I mean, I'd assume units like Leon will probably come back during the anniversary as well. They probably get, some Dynamax form. They'll upgrade it, give it some max moves here and there, right? So could they still be trying to do this like Dynamax thing? Because again, if you look at all the other units that do have Dynamax, right? That could have Dynamax that aren't out yet. None of them are really anniversary standards, because I don't think any Galar Sync pair is more hyped than like a Signasuit version of Leon, because again, that was the run up to the anniversary. So if you're looking for units that are more hyped than Signasuit Leon, I think you'd have to look at already released units like Red. So yeah, again, I don't really think this is super likely, but it is a possibility. I still think Red plus Pikachu would make more sense, right? Whether it's a Pikachu, whether it's a Snorlax, right? Either Red or Snorlax, Red Pikachu would make a bit more sense than Kubfu, but this also, this also still is I would say a legitimate connection if you want to connect those together as well. So anyways, that's me with this one. I guess hope you guys are just a quick discussion about this. Again, not sure if this is gonna happen or not, but it is something that warrants some talk, or discussion about it, because this could be a possibility. Because like a lot of things, like even though it seems far-fetched at first, when you think about it, a lot of things do kind of make sense, right? In a way. I mean, at least it's gonna be better than Red and Ash Ninja, which would be hilarious and chaotic if they ever do that. But yeah, I'd say this would be less chaotic than Red and Ash Ninja. But yeah, anyways, have fun, folks. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.